Good morning, and thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning, staff and members of public. This morning, I have a petition to present. This is Ward 2 petition. This is not a new ask. This petition is based on what was planned in 2019. And the residents around the area, Elgin Mills and Woodbine, Victoria Square Boulevard, they knew something was coming up back then 5 years ago, and they haven't got any further updates. So they wanted me to follow up and to do a petition to remind the city that this is something that the residents want. To summarize, within the past 5 years, the only thing that changed, which is the little part that I crossed out, the paragraph, is that the Victoria Square Community Center is no longer run by a community center board. It is transferred to the city, and we have complete control over it. In the 2019 Integrated Leisure Master Plan update, it was rebuilt as a major community center with additional components, multi-use spaces and partners. Additional studies should be undertaken to confirm the viability of this or alternate sites to serve the northern part of West Markham. This was recommended by staff and approved by City Council previously in 2019, November 13. And I also need you to understand that this is what I was elected to do 2 years ago. And during my 2022 campaign, I was the only Ward 2 candidate that ran with a platform with the #1 priority to make sure that the city meets the recreational needs of our residents, especially the most demanding recreational programs. We're talking about the swimming classes, the ice skating classes for children and youth, and also something like pickleball for older adults. So the first question in the survey I asked, Ward 2 is the only ward in Markham that does not have a full-size multi-purpose community center. Do you feel that should change? And we have 461 submissions for all the questions, and for this one, 98% says yes, that needs to change. Do you think the current size and the facility of the existing Victoria Square Community Center is able to support the needs of the surrounding neighborhoods at this moment, which include the closest neighborhoods are Victoria Square, Cathedral Town, and the newer Springwater Phase 1 and Phase 2 by Mattamy? And the response, 57% says no. Number 3, do you think that rebuilding or expanding this Victoria Square Community Center is necessary to satisfy the recreational needs of the community in the coming decade, in the future, 5 to 10 years? And as you see, most of them say yes. Number 4, have you experienced difficulty booking city's recreational programs in the past year for yourself or your family members? And the majority also says, yes, they have experienced some difficulties before. So, and I also said a few times before, Ward 2 is the only ward in Markham that does not have a multifunctional community center. And that only means that Ward 2 residents goes to adjacent wards to share the capacity of other community centers, which is fine if there are enough spaces. The closest one is to the east side of Ward 2, which is Angus Glen Community Center in Ward 6. To the northwest, we have Richmond Green in the city of Richmond Hill. And we all know the stories of parents and senior residents trying to fight virtually to get the limited spots of our most popular recreational programs. And populations has since grown from 2019 and will continue growing. So Angus Glen and other adjacent wards' community center capacity will be challenged. So something need to be done.
So I think Councillor Lau eloquently expressed the feelings of some of the residents in his particular ward, and I appreciate him bringing this forward as a way to take a look at this issue. We continue to grow as a community. At some point, we will have to build another major community center, or certainly look at substantial additions to some of our existing ones. I think for this resolution, I certainly received the petition, refer it to staff, ask them to review the recreational needs and facilities for Northwest Markham.
So my key takeaway of this, before asking for your feedback, is that ideally it would be nice to rebuild Victoria Square Community Centre. It doesn't have to. We can find a new location somewhere in Northwest Markham. Something like Angus Glen or a new community centre would be great. Something smaller, still good. Although I said that Ward 2 is the only ward without the community centre, but I was saying it is okay if the nearby community centre can accommodate that demand. So another option, we can expand and increase the capacity of Angus Glen. I don't really care what kind of solutions, but there are multiple solutions. And I think what the residents are asking for is that we need some kind of a plan, some kind of hope for them, that something can be changed. So today, I'm asking for Council to receive this petition, recognize the needs for additional recreational facilities in Northwest Markham, and ask staff to follow through the 2019 Integrated Leisure Master Plan update, continue to prioritize Victoria Square, and provide possible solutions in the next upcoming Integrated Leisure Master Plan update.